Hey everyone, I planned an overnight trip in freezing temperatures to a remote area in Pisgah National Forest called the Linville Gorge. Now I felt pretty confident I could overcome the cold, but could I keep my girlfriend, my brother, and my sister-in-law comfortable? That's a different question. Despite the beautiful views, the wind cut right through me. I may have sweat a little bit, and the onset of a cold and freezing water made me call it quits. Now let's dive in. So there were some red flags about this trip before it even began. There was a nail caught in a tire the night before, and some last-minute base layer purchasing that happened. Now, while I feel pretty well equipped for cold weather camping, I wanted to make sure that my brother and my sister-in-law were going to be comfortable. This trip was supposed to be fun and instill a little bit of confidence in all of us. I have a few months of backpacking experience, but this is really my first winter season backpacking. Not to mention, my brother and sister-in-law have really only been on one overnight backpacking trip, so I didn't want them to not have fun and not enjoy themselves, as well as staying safe, since this area has abnormally high search and rescue rates. So I figured I'd be the first one to go and have them meet up with me later on. That way I could at least get a lay of the land and see what the temperatures actually felt like. So here was my original plan.
Morning. I'm out here hiking at sunrise at the Linville Gorge, carrying an exceptionally heavy backpack today. Right now it's about 37 pounds. Preparing to bring my brother and his fiance and my girlfriend out here. So I decided to take on a little bit more of the burden, get here early, being that it's so cold. It's about 30 degrees right now. Which is like -1 Celsius. Gonna see if I can get some firewood, secure the camp spot, and hopefully keep everybody warm. We got lots of warm food, warm sleep systems, so I think it'll be fun. But let's see.
So I felt pretty okay while I was out there hiking and moving around, and I had a little bit of body heat built up. But the night before, I had a lot of sinus congestion and almost felt the onset of a cold. So I was a little bit worried that I was coming down with something before I was even out there. And then while I was out there, I was concerned that while I was feeling okay, that it would sort of snowball and get worse. And that's exactly what ended up happening. So here I'm on my way up, and I'm just struck by these beautiful views of the Linville Gorge, and I'm excited for my people to come out. The elevation gain and loss at the Linville Gorge is pretty extreme, but this was a fairly short hike. The wind was on and off while I was hiking at this point, but my face already felt pretty beat up from the cold. So at this point, I got to the campsite. It was up on a ridgeline, and it was extremely windy up there. Normally, there's a lot of greenery, but being winter, all the leaves were basically gone, and the wind was just really cutting through all the trees, and it was pretty significant as I felt it up there.
All right, so I'm at the camp spot that I was trying to get before somebody took it, and we got a fireplace, a little bit of firewood if we can cut it up. Our tents are probably going to get tucked back here, break up some of the wind. I'm really excited for them to get out here. I am going to go look for smaller pieces of firewood to cut up. So let's see how that goes.
In this next clip, my microphone wasn't working for one reason or another. I was having a lot of issues with my microphone or my phone getting too cold, giving me a warning. You might be able to hear some of the wind that was going through the area where I was about to pitch the tent. And at this point, I started to feel really not confident in achieving the goal of this trip.
All right. It's very, very cold out, and it's pretty windy.
So when I was setting this tent up, I was struggling pretty hard. I was having a really hard time staying warm. I was having a really hard time filming, and it was just I was on the struggle bus on this one. I felt completely out of my element, and that's probably one of the things I just need to learn how to deal with, how to use my equipment better, how to slow my pace to prevent sweating, which I think was probably the big thing that was keeping me cold, and could have even honestly been dangerous. But I kind of kept moving, and eventually, shortly after having this tent set up, decided to ditch all my plans.
I'll stick one corner first. Go in. That guy. I always try and keep the hub on the top side. Let's see, let's stick this guy from over here. Yep. Nope. There we go. And then really, the inner, outer.
So shortly after this clip, I decided to call it. I had gone and got some water, and the water source was the slowest I've ever seen it. It took me about 35-40 minutes to get 2 liters of water. When I got back to the campsite, the water in my water bottles was freezing, which made me nervous. I tried to have a hot meal, and my stove was having a hard time. I really needed a windscreen on it, so I just didn't feel confident. I wasn't feeling good. I was really worried that my girlfriend, my brother, my sister-in-law were not going to have fun. That we were all just going to be struggling out there, and probably the biggest point I want to focus in on was that I didn't entirely know if it was safe for us to be out there. I didn't feel confident, right? So I wanted everybody to be comfortable, safe, and I decided to send a message on my Zolio communicator and tell them, hey, plans off. I'm coming back, and we'll try it another time. So safety was the biggest factor here. I feel confident, at least by myself, if I were to try this again in the future, and I was feeling 100%. But this plan just didn't work out. So if you've watched this far along and you're disappointed, so was I. I'm still trying to learn and get better at all this stuff. Not going to be a professional overnight. So this is my first winter backpacking season, and I'm learning the hard way, as I've done throughout my life. So I appreciate you watching. I do have Amazon affiliate links for things that I use and things that I recommend to people. I wouldn't put stuff in there if I didn't use it myself, and or I wouldn't recommend it to somebody. So I do make a small commission off of sales through those links. If you're interested in anything, you can ask me questions in the comments, but it doesn't change the price for you when you make the purchase through the link. But help support my channel, like and subscribe, share this with your friends, your family. If you guys are into backpacking, if you want different types of content. I look forward to doing gear reviews, different locations in North Carolina or this area. And yeah, just let me know what type of stuff you would like to see. And I'll catch you guys on the next trip.
Sleeping bag boy.